So hey everyone, we are back with our flagship initiative, the Hindu analysis we do on daily basis, and today is Monday, June 13, 2022, and this is the daily edition of the Hindu, right? So without wasting any time, we go on to analyze this newspaper edition today. Fine, and since prelims 2022 is over and it is 1 week since the examination has been done, that is on 5th June, right? We had our examination for CSC pre 2022 and today is 13th June, right? So I waited for a period of 7 days so that the viewers and the learners may cool off, and then after we can re-begin our session. So from today onwards there will be a regular the Hindu analysis session, so be in tune with us to explore more, right? So without wasting any time, let's move to the content. So let's see. Okay, workers of urban company complain of targeted action by firms. Fine. Minister gathered for high stake WTO meeting at Geneva. Okay. Okay, Adani power project sparks row in Sri Lanka. Okay, protest on now. This can be one of the case study of for India Sri Lanka relations. Okay, just know this. Protest on, more people arrested. Okay, so what had happened? Mob attacked West train in West Bengal, house of activist arrested in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Now we know that there has been a protest going on in various part of India, and the actions of government has also been there. So this is related to that only. I will give it a very brief read if required. Okay, modern time watches keep an eye on worker. Okay, GPS tracking a privacy invasion, says expert. Okay. This is a part of worker slash labor issue, right? Okay, so we'll be doing this. Ink attack on rape victim in Delhi. Okay, been accused Rajasthan ministers and with ink. Okay, abnormal dinosaur egg found in India. Okay, so discovery of egg in egg leads to a new link of reptilian and avian evolution. Okay, RT unconditionally fine. LG no, not required. Okay, these are not required. Now this one, this could be a case study in women empowerment, right? I'll discuss how. You don't have to go through that. Okay, fine, there's nothing here. Okay, this would be a case study for children issue. Okay, so today there are many case studies. Fine. Okay, here it is. Groundwater contained with fluoride, iron and coliform in Orissa. Okay, we'll give it a brief read. Okay, musings on Indic civilization and Indianness. Indian civilization and heritage must be treated as a matter of pride, as one that unites every Indian. Okay, fine. False equivalence. Omnibus prosecution of offensive remarks will make original offense hard to prosecute. Okay. Survivor Boris needs more than Johnson's band-aid, not required. Threat to democracy. The report of House panel on capital riots might be toothless, but a setback for Trump. Let's see. Okay, we'll be doing this very briefly. Afghan women rights are at risk. Okay, we'll do this. Reign in the vigilantes. The only long-term and viable way to forward for BJP is through moderation and not just in rhetoric, but in politics, not required. Okay, and this is what? Environment index. India ranked last, lowest among 180 countries. Okay, we'll be doing this. Understanding on OIC. Okay, we can do the gist also for this. Let's see how we can do this. If required, we'll go inside. FATF will be doing this. Okay, and this is from the archives, the crypto conundrum. Okay, we'll see this also. Okay, okay, there's nothing out here. More Apache Chinook helicopter. Okay, fine. Okay, there is nothing required on these pages to be. After protest, gig worker find work drying up. They are facing targeted action with their accounts shadow blocked or deactivated. Now this concept of shadow blocking, we'll see what it is. Okay, it feels something good to write. Fine. Varsity in QS global ranking. Advisory on type 1 diabetes. Okay. Now this is a fact and we can have it as a fact in NCDs, non-communicable disease prevalence. Okay, it is being increasing and India has highest number of patients of type 1 diabetes. Okay. US trying to hijack support in Asia, says China. Russia strike Ukraine depot. Battle for severe downstuck ranges. 22 injured. Okay. 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 Not required. Under Kazim bits on a tricky wicket. Avni clinches second gold. Fine. And let's see what else is there. I don't think we will have much news. Okay, here it's Verstappen pulls ahead of fifth victory. Okay, in Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Okay. There is nothing here. Okay, so with this we have come to end of identifying the most important news. Now let's go on and analyze the same. So this is our first news. Adani power project sparks ruin Sri Lanka. Officials say Modi pressurized Gotabaya. Latter recalls charge. Okay. So they are saying that India has pressurized Sri Lanka to get Adani through back channel, right? Okay. Adani project in Sri Lanka is yet again at center of controversy after top officials of Ceylon Electricity Board told parliamentary panel that renewable energy project in northern main Mannar district was where it is in the island northern Mannar district was given to Adani Group after Prime Minister Narendra Modi pressurized President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Okay. Presidential denial between his statement on Friday and a swift withdrawal of tweet from Mr. Gotabaya on Saturday said that regarding a statement made by the IKACEV chairman at COP committee hearing the award of wind power project in Mannar, one categorically denied authorization to award this project to any specific entity. I trust responsible communication. This is okay. So they have first they accused and then they later recall charges. Okay, we can write it in India Sri Lanka relation question. Obviously we will get a question mainly on India's neighborhood. Okay, and in that one part can be India Sri Lanka relation and we have to see how it follows, right? Protest on motor not required. To modern time, watchers keep an eye on workers. Watches keep an eye on workers, right? So GPS tracking is a privacy invasion, says expert. But also the GPS enabled watches have kept Safai Karamchari in Chandigarh under constant anxiety ever since the gadgets were introduced, with no law or regulation yet to be formalized to check the misuse of such monitoring devices. Many legal experts feel that this constant dehumanizing surveillance must be stopped immediately. Okay. So what is there you have to understand now. Modern times, what happens that the workers are given GPS tracking based smartwatch, right? And they wear it, and then the people, the employer knows their location and where they are exactly. Now this is an invasion to privacy. Why? Because at times when they are at not work, then they don't need the data is not needed to be collected by their supervisors or by their employers, because that is their private time and it is not the time for which they are paid. Okay, so in principle, without having any regulation, such thing is a privacy invasion. So while writing the worker issue, we can write this as case study that using the new sophisticated devices, the workers are the right to privacy of worker is infringed. Okay, there was nothing on these pages as I remember. Yes, there was this case study, right? Okay, study reveals that child artists work for more than 12 hours a day. Okay, the Child Labour Act clearly mentions that no child shall be allowed to work for more than 5 hours a day. So this is just a case study that that unregulated nature of film industry or entertainment, okay, media forces child to work more than 5 hours a day. Don't write more than 12, because any study may not have that much amount of what we say, and that much amount of data. Okay, sample data, right? Sample set data. Okay, so for that reason you must write more than 5 hours a day is a common practice. Fine. Now let's see. Groundwater contaminated with iron fluoride and coliform in Odisha. The State Pollution Control Board has found contamination of groundwater at different places which is beyond permissible level. Okay, like pH, nitrate, fluoride, iron, total coliform, fecal coliform, and some quality monitoring station do not conform the prescribed limits. Okay, so this is it. So I suggest you to draw a map, right, to show where all this contamination is there, right? Some days ago there was this contamination in this section, in Rajasthan section. Okay, and before that I also saw some. Look, this was the belt. This is the belt. Rajasthan, parts of Gujarat. Okay, then it extends to Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, some parts in Maharashtra, right, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and very high density of contamination in this section, UP, Bihar, Uttarakhand, West Bengal region, right? So this map can be drawn for this thing. Okay, groundwater contamination. Let's see. False equivalence. We'll see this. What it wants to say. Omnibus prosecution of offensive remark will make original offence hard to prosecute. The investigation by Delhi police against 30 people for remarks allegedly hurting religious sentiments is an unnecessary attempt to create an artificial balance between specific instance of controversial view being expressed recently on Prophet and unrelated opinion expressed online by other in recent time. The BJP has acted against its spokesperson Nupur Salman and Delhi media unit Naveen Jindal following a global outrage among Muslims over the remarks on Islam. There is a little doubt that their remark came as a part of long-running trend among BJP functionaries and several Hindu organizations to vilify minorities, especially Muslims, and few would question any lawful action against them. The Delhi police have chosen to register FIR against Mr. Jindal and Ms. Sharma, but also added 30 other social media users. There may be justification for a registration of a case against anyone if there appears to be a deliberate attempt to outrage the religious feeling or inciting ill will. However, registering an omnibus FIR that covers priest Yati Narsinghanan, journalist Sawa Naqvi, AIMIM chief OIC, Hindu Mahasabha activist Pandey, and other at one go defies logic. The police believe that many other cutting actors cutting across religions has created animosity and spread inflammatory misinformation. This may be true in some instances, but clubbing of several instances instead of investigating and prosecuting them separately gives them impression that these emanate from a general culture of hate and intolerance and an endless cycle of tit for tat religious insults. Actually, some of these could be willful transgression of law aimed at creating disharmony and inciting violence for political purpose. Mr. Owaisi has questioned the registration of case against him, maintaining that Delhi police are displaying both sidism due to their fear of prosecuting former BJP functionaries in isolation. Pursuing all these remarks in single proof, and trial would mean that material must be gathered from various social media platforms against them, leading to a prolonged trial. The tragic putting of part of a larger plot spins on specific offences is now new trend. The Bhima Koregaon case was transmogrified into a perpetrated conspiracy to format a Maoist insurrection, and in aftermath of East Delhi riot, a communal violence was linked with Citizenship Amendment Act process. If the idea was to open up the larger field of political dissent, now this is the main idea, political dissent. In the case, the strategy now seems to be in drag those who made vocal responses into criminal ambit so that original offences appears diluted and becomes difficult to prosecute. Investigative agencies should pursue legal action against individual in proportionate manner and not through omnibus prosecution just to give an impression of being balanced. Now let's see. Let's discuss on this. It says that an omnibus FIR has been done on various people. Okay, and if we see the charges, it is basically of hurting religious sentiments. Okay, now was Nupur Sharma right or wrong? It is yet to be verified by the court. We don't have to get into it. Okay, was the other person in the debate insulting the Hindu god and goddesses were wrong or right? We have to see, because such debates go every night on these shows, right? These debates are irrelevant in India. These actually I don't count them debate. I count them just a comedy thing, and the people who got outraged on these debates must understand that comedy is for laughing and not for getting yourself angry, right? So these two things are there. Now what about this FIR omnibus? In my opinion, there should be an FIR, omnibus FIR in each of these instances, because none of these instances are isolated from one another. If one thing happens, it creates a ripple that leads to other thing, and which again leads to other thing. Every time when there is a kind of say insult or attack to the majority community, that is Hindu community, then there is not so much spark we see in the society. Okay, but when there is a remark on the other community, it may be true, it may be false, it may be justified, it may not be justified, it may be proven, it may not be proven. That is a debate for another time. But we often see that there is a spark, and that too internationally, right? So we have to understand that international forces are at work to disintegrate or to deharmonize India, because over the last about 10 years, okay, India has evolved as a nation. Okay, we see the forces especially after 2016-17, because the economy has functioned more or less well, not that kind of good, balanced if we compare it with China, but yes, it has grown well, and India has been formed on nationalistic lines only, right? So it has evolved as a nation in last 10 years, and these divisive forces will want that India should not become a nation, because as India becomes a nation, it will bargain hard, right? This will lead to a tough bargain, you say. Okay, especially vis-a-vis oil, and oil today is say monopoly of Muslim world. Okay, so whenever they get a chance, right, they'll come very hard on India so that their oil diplomacy or their oil business remains in profit. Now India today has got options by using Russian oil or other country selling oil, right? Therefore you see that since this option is open, therefore once India said that okay, we'll consider how and from where we have to buy oil, this entire ecosystem, this entire machinery stopped functioning against India. Why? Because they know if required, India can start purchasing from Russia, from Venezuela, right, from African nations, and that would lead to a loss for them. Okay, that would lead their economy in bad shape. Therefore they stopped such thing and started saying that it is internal matter of India, and India has taken some actions, so let it be subjudized, and it is subjudized now, so they won't be saying anything. They do not respect the court of India, they do not respect the executive and legislature of India. It is just the economy that matters most. And yes, in today's world we have to understand that religion has always been a part to drive economy, especially in times of these high inflation and or say the stagflation time, right? So in this context you try to analyze these things, you'll get a better picture. Okay, let's see if anything else is needed. No, nothing here. Now, the growing restrictions on women, Afghan women's rights are at risk. The growing restrictions on women rights debunk the myth of that Taliban 2.0 is moderate or reform. First of all, Taliban 2.0 is from Afghanistan, and you know the territory. Territory is desert. Okay. Now in this context we'll analyze this, because Afghanistan is called what? Graveyard of empires. Always remember this, right? Why? Rough territory, rough terrain, and second thing is that they are fond of war, right? So in this context you see. So there is the term women right. Okay. Now, but okay, in a rare interview, right, Sirajuddin Haqqani promised very good news soon for girls to return of girls to secondary school that may have remained shut since March this year. However, any euphoria about this could be misplaced given the number of regressive steps that has been taken by Taliban. The Taliban's true color. Initial shock of following Taliban's seizure of power in Kabul is warning. Taliban, who during the initial period of takeover has demonstrated a modicum of moderation to gain international acceptability, funding and recognition, have now started showing their true colors. For long-term observations of Afghanistan, this is hardly surprising. Notwithstanding the US-mediated 2020 peace deal, which seemed to be earnestly pin hope for a reformed Taliban to govern the country, many observers have issued warning that takeover of power of Taliban will result in loss of fragile gains made in Afghanistan over the last 2 decades. Okay. Okay, female participation. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, female participation in this has climbed from 15% in 2009 to 20% in 2022% in 19. During my frequent visit to various provinces of Afghanistan, it was always heartening to see women play important role in government, parliament, media, etc. They had carved their spaces for themselves in conflict-ridden patriarchal structure and system. Through the various interventions by the international community on women issues did not transform the structure, and all those things are there. Today those voices are lost, obviously. Now let's see. Okay, there is nothing here, I don't think. Okay, let me explain this to you, what happens in such areas, right? Now if you consider the background, and two things you have to consider, right? One is the background and second is the geography or terrain in which the condition something is happening. Now with that you see in what condition the Taliban has returned. It has defeated Russia first, then it has defeated USA. Okay, so it has been the graveyard of two biggest power in the world in about say last 40-50 years, right? In late 1980s it was Russia which invaded Afghanistan, right? And and after that it was followed by this thing, US there, right? So in both the cases what happened that they went on to defeat them. Now you see, so Taliban today is what, maybe in a way chosen by its own people. Okay, and Afghanistan today Muslim country, but you have to understand it is not the being the Muslim country that is making or that is creating a restriction on women right. No. If all Muslim, if it was there, then your Indonesia would have also been something like that only. It is the geography, okay, that is rough terrain plus what we say production of opium. These two things, okay, makes Afghanistan and Taliban dangerous, especially for women. Why? This intoxicates, which leads to blurred decision making. Okay, and rough terrain helps to make tough decision. Okay, we know that war equals to game for Afghan people. Okay, now in this context you try to understand that they will first do what, following and yes, one more thing, Islam in general, as we can perceive what it is in general anti-women. Okay, anti-women, right? Anti-women rights, right? We see the concept of parda there. Okay, right now there has been some days ago there has been a hijab issue, right, in India. Now women who are fighting or quarreling, better to say that, for wearing a hijab and not wearing hijab, irrelevant discussions. Okay, then there is divorce issues. Okay, polygamy issues, and all those issues, something like that there are. Okay, so in general Islam is we can say anti women rights. Okay, and Afghanistan people in living the rough terrain and production of opium. Okay, these three factors do what, they even more suppress women, right? Okay, because if they are in a proper state of mind, they may not be so much anti women as they can be in the intoxicating state of mind. With this background you try to analyze this, you'll get the idea, right? But this is the main idea here. Okay, now we have to see this one, right? Environment index, India ranked last. Why India ranked last? Let's see. India has scored lowest among 180 countries in EPI, Environmental Protection Index, published by researchers from Yale and Columbia University. Denmark first, India scored 18.9. The report assesses countries on 40 performance indicators, which are further grouped into 11 issue categories. At core of the report lies three policy observations: environmental health, ecosystem viability, and climate change. The index scores country between 0 to 100. Okay, was poorest in air quality, exposure to heavy metals, yes, this has been a problem, quality of biodiversity and habitat, and climate change and migration. Okay. So India has come last on these things. Now what is important in this? Yes, you must know this, that India has come last, but this sunburst table is very important. Now whenever you are dealing with environment questions in mains, you just directly use these things, that climate change, now climate change, migration, mitigation, action, and you give first point, second point, third point, 4.5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points here. Again environment, health, then these things can be there. So you can make a table, that this goes on to be divided into this goes on to be divided into these things, and this goes on to divide into these many things. Okay, and these things and those, and like this. Okay, this will give you at least, you can get these many points for a question, and that would be enough. This is enough for writing essay, right? So with this background, this table is very important, make a note of it. Okay, understanding the OIC. Let's see. The OIC was established in 1969 following a Rabat summit in Rabat. It endeavors to establish solidarity among member states, support restoration of complete sovereignty and territorial integrity of any member state under occupation, protect and defend and combat defamation of Islam, prevent growing dissension in Muslim society, and work to ensure the number of state take a united stand on international stage. Now, what you have to understand here, what is their aim? To create a major Islamic world, right? Now these countries are obviously countries fed by petrodollars, right? So in this background you have to understand this. Fine. India's association with 57 national grouping has not been easy, even though the country has good relations with UAE and Saudi. Its membership and engagement has been constantly challenged by Pakistan. Obviously it will be. Al Sharak Forum analyst Abdullah Al Hassan is in an article in 2019 noted that OIC has failed to establish a cooperative venture among its members who were either capital rich and labor scarce, or manpower rich and capital scarce. Okay, now to me OIC is a block of Muslim countries that comes together in name of Islam, right? Now they will be standing for any defamation of Islam and all those things are there. But if the economy is their economy, okay, the nature of the economy that is not allowing them to become to integrate, because some has a lot of capital but no labor and some has a lot of labor but no capital, right? And for India the major problem is Pakistan there. Okay, it's not actually a problem, it's just a small inch of a very small kind of a throne there, right? FATF and Pakistan position in grey list. Let's see. Actions of plenary session of ahead of plenary session of FATF from June 14 to 17. Pakistan is hoping to get its name removed from grey list. The grey countries are designed as jurisdiction under increased monitoring, working with FATF to counter criminal financial activity. Blacklist countries are high risk jurisdiction, subject to call for an action. These nations have used deficiencies in anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing regimes. Pakistan was retained on the grey list and now it hopes to get out of it. Okay, fine. We have seen that many times. Okay. The crypto conundrum. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may be scarce, but it is questionable whether they possess any use value or exchange value. Okay. Now the gist is Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies neither offer direct use value nor possess a significant exchange value. Bitcoin can buy you a very few real goods and services. In short, cryptocurrencies possesses no significant fundamental value to sustain their current high prices. However, many believe that rising prices of cryptocurrency reflect their likely future value as a currency. It is possible that investors are bidding up the price of Bitcoin because they foresee a future in which private currency is widely accepted as money. Okay. If cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are going to challenge fiat currencies like US dollar as a medium of exchange, they would essentially be challenging the authority of government to print and spend. This is not an assault that government will tolerate. Okay, so this is the problem. Just know this. There's nothing here. Okay, now let's see. Okay. Okay, nothing was here. Nothing on this page. I've already okay. New advisory on type 1 diabetes. India's highest number of patients. Now, how you will deal with this, right? Well, now let's see. You have a question on what? Now let me create a space first. Now, when you have a question on related to increasing instances of okay, this or the let's say it is regarding the health sector of India. Okay, that fine. There is a the pandemic has brought various challenges to the health sector of India, but it is not the only challenge that India is facing. Discuss, right? Something like this. I'll write it down here. Let me create the space first. Okay. Now the question is okay. So if the question is framed like this, pandemic is not the only challenge to India's health infrastructure. Discuss. So how you like this answer? So it is saying that it is not the only challenge. So the answer, I'm talking about the body, will obviously be in two part. How pandemic, that is COVID-19, possessed the challenge. Okay, and this would be about 25 to 30% of your answer, not more than this, of your body, right? And how other challenges, and what are those other challenges? Communicable disease, non-communicable disease, and shortages of functionaries, right? Communicable disease can be viral, bacterial, others. Okay, non-communicable disease, BP, diabetes, acute organ related, it could be liver, kidney, pancreas, gallbladder, skin, okay, etc., lungs. Okay, fine. And shortage is there. Okay, so in this one, this diabetes section, you can write this, right? Okay, so this is the structure of the body of this answer, right? You have to understand the question, what it is asking, and how you can use these things, right? Okay, and now on this page, I don't think we have anything here. No, we didn't have anything there. And I think, okay, so with this we have actually completed today's newspaper analysis. It was not a long read today, it was a medium read today, and with this we are ending today's newspaper analysis. Before going, I would urge you to subscribe the channel, okay, and like our work, comment what you want us else to deliver, and share the work as far as possible. So with this I am ending today's newspaper analysis. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Jai Hind. So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also keep studying hard, keep following your dreams and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard.